Hey everybody, Dan here, and I'm doing this video from Park City. I've been up here for almost a week doing some family stuff, which is always first. You guys do remember that, right? You got to take care of your family and your fitness, and then sometime after that comes finances. But I'm here because of finances. Look, we're in a real choppy market, and I'm going to get to some charts in a second. But first, I just want to talk to you. Sorry about the sound quality. I'm sure this sounds really boomy and echoey, like I'm talking to you from an airplane hangar. I'm actually not. I'm just in a big cabin with a big ceiling. But anyway, I just want to talk to you about some things first. These markets like this, they can get you. And this is how it happens. It's happened to me many times. Sometimes I still feel like it happens, but certainly not to the degree it did. Let's see if you can relate to this. So we're used to making money. The market's moving up really, really nicely. It's all good. And then the market starts changing for whatever reason. And I'm talking about right now. The market starts changing. Things aren't working like they used to. In fact, you start losing money. And then the news, the headlines on the tape get, really bad, as they are now. I don't need to go through them unless you're in a cave. You know what they are. And if you are in a cave, you're probably not looking at this video. So here's the point, though. If you let this market get to you, it's going to wipe you out, because you're going to keep trying the stuff that you've been working on before and it worked. And then it's not going to work, and you're going to be frustrated. You're going to scratch your head and wonder, like, what did I do wrong? Then you're going to get mad at the market. You're going to think that you're getting screwed and everybody else is making money. And then you're going to get angry with yourself, and you're going to get desperate, and you're going to start looking at what your account was, and you're bound and determined to get back there as quickly as possible. I mean, that's just like the way these things work. And so ultimately, you start risking a lot. You start gambling, going like, this is the one that's going to work. This is the one that's going to work. I'm sure of it. And then it doesn't, and it doesn't, and it doesn't. And just about the time that you've run out of money, the market starts running without you. So what I'm doing here is I'm making a special offer to you. And this is just based on, frankly, what I've heard from Scott and what I've heard from Karen, that people need some additional help. So this is the thing. I recorded a short selling course. It was a day-long course several years ago. Now, it doesn't matter if it was several days ago, several weeks, several months, several years, or 2 decades ago. It's about shorting, and shorting is shorting. It's always the same. Jesse Livermore shorted stocks in the same way I'm going to teach you how to short them. There are a few things that I kind of invented or came up with on my own, but basically what I'm going to show you in this course is like a tried and true, several methods where you can find the stocks to short and then go ahead and short them. There's a real method to it. There's a real method, and it's different than if I just show you a chart or two and say, hey, short the stock. You got to know what you're doing yourself. And so I get that these are tough times, financially in the market, and even, everybody's walking around pissed off. I get it. But what I'm going to do with this short selling course is I'm offering it to members at a 50% discount from whatever the lowest rate is that we've sold. I'm not even talking about 50% of what our average, our selling price is, because I always put up a selling price and then I'll drop it a bit, for members to help members get more education. So I'm not talking about from the market price. I'm telling Karen, whatever the lowest price was, knock 50% off of that so that our members can get it. And if you're not a member, because I just want this sent out to everybody, if you're not a member, that's okay too. This is what I want you to do. I'd like you to be a member, obviously, but let's say you don't want to, but you want the course. Do this. It's pretty easy. Sign up for a trial. Sign up for a trial membership. Once you sign up, you're a member. You're just not a paying member, but you're a member. Once you sign up, then go ahead and take advantage of the offer, buy the course. 2 seconds later, if you want to cancel, you go ahead and cancel. I just want you to have this course. I want everybody to have it because I think that it's really, really important, because people think that shorting stocks is pretty easy. They either think it's really, really easy and it's not, or they think it's impossible and it's not. And so this is the thing. If I were just to give you a bunch of stocks to short, I mean, I could do that, but there's a different risk profile for every single one of them. They're all different. And so you need to have some kind of methodology in order to make sure that your risk is correct. You always have to start with the risk first. What happens with people that used to short stocks and they don't anymore because they lost their asterisk? What happens is they look at a stock and they say, oh, it's going down, I'm going to short it. And then, of course, as soon as they short it, the stock bounces back, because the further down a stock goes, the more interest buyers have in it. And so if you're not careful, you're going to fall into that trap. And so I'm just trying to give you the proper parameters for this, for shorting stocks. And so I think this is something that that's really important for you. Take advantage of it or not. It's totally your call. And we're going to leave this open. I'm gone until Wednesday. And I told Karen, just go ahead and leave it open till Friday. So it's not like, hey, get it while it's hot right now. It is what I would call a flash sale, but it's going to be around for a week. Okay. I'm probably not going to hold it over the weekend. I might, but I might not, but definitely till Friday. So anyway, this is what I want to do right now. I haven't planned on doing anything. Otherwise, I'd have a better setup here. But I just brought my computer just in case something like this happens. So here we are. So I want to look. I'm just getting working on the right one. Okay. So I want to just show you a few things here on this. This is really what we're talking about here with how choppy the market is. It's just trying to get you the right deal. We'll do it this way. It's up here, that's the top, that's the bottom. Then, oh, we're almost up here again. Now are we going to go lower? It's just a real choppy chop, thing here that will drive you nuts if you are not, if you're not really aware of what's going on. And so when we look at this, this is a real tough market right here. If we look at the Qs, it's also pretty tough, but this is the thing, 50-day, 200-day price down here. But guys, this is really the trading range right here. And so you can't really expect this just to fall like that. I mean, frankly, I'll say it, it would be nice, because the sooner this market totally tanks and washes out all the bag holders, the sooner the rest of us can start making money. That's a fact. But I got a feeling this is just going to chop around for a while, and that's going to leave a lot of people hurting. And so, but when I look at this market, like look at the weekly market, look at the weekly chart. This is definitely a trend break. There's no question about it. But if we just even go out, say, to a monthly, if it seems like I'm struggling with this, it is. Somebody else sets this up for me. But if you look at the monthly chart, we're still in a strong uptrend. And if this is your investment profile, you would look at it and say, well, we're looking at a little pullback here. Could pull back quite a bit, but I'm good. Fine. You could do that. But if you're on the daily time frame, it doesn't feel the same way. It kind of feels crappy. And so what I want to do, though, is show you a few. I want to show you a few things that I think can really help you on the short side. The one thing I want to emphasize to you, you may say, well, I don't care about shorting. I'll never short a stock. Fine. No problem. Most people don't short. But if you know how to short a stock, guess what you also know how to do? You also know how to sell a stock that you own before it's shortable. You know how to take profits on a stock while it's still moving up, because you kind of see what's going on. you know how to look at a chart and say, I'm not going to buy that stock. It's almost a good short setup, which I don't do, but I'm not going to buy it. So you can get good knowledge to trade both sides of the market up and down, even though you're just learning one particular discipline. Okay, so I just want to look at a few stocks it's the first time I've looked at charts in a week. And believe it or not, I really haven't missed it, I'll tell you. Okay, so we look at Faceplant here, or Meta Platform, or facial identification secrets, whatever Zuckerberg's calling his wonderful company now. This thing just keeps going lower and lower and lower. And you may say, well, this is an awesome short. Okay, it wasn't even a good short up here. I think a lot of people shorted it, but it was a very risky short. Down 15%. Fine. So you shorted this right at the open and you're up 50% on that trade. But I'll tell you what else you're doing. You're white knuckling it. Every day you're looking at it and you're going like, oh my God, I think I better cover my short. Or you look at this day, and this is the thing. Okay, you decide to short it here, or probably more like here. Oh, it keeps going down. So you short the stock, boom, the stock comes up a little bit, but it shakes you out, or suddenly your great short idea is turning out to be not such a great short idea, and then the stock keeps going down. But my point is, this is a high risk short, even though it looks super, super obvious. Okay, I'll look at a couple others, just not Snap. That was a good short, but I'm not going to get into that. Synopsis. This is looking like it's close to being a short, but not yet. And I'll let you figure that out when you look at the course. Team. Okay. It's not really playing on the Bulls team. This is setting up to be a pretty good short, and we're talking about low risk here, but frankly, I think it needs about another week or so. And if we look at like Texas Instruments, this was a good short. It was actually probably the best short I got to say this. I was going to look up here, but no, this is not the best short up here. Nothing is known. You can have a bias, but nothing is known here. But when the stock gets back up to here, it runs up to the 50-day moving average, which is trending down, and the 200-day moving average. So you're looking at this stock going, I want to know whether it's going to run up, regain this box or not. And then the first thing in the morning, when this thing gaps down to 185, you've pretty much got your answer and you're in on a short. And in one day, you're up 5%. And then this thing just keeps going down. So this is close to being a good short again. But back here was when it was really shortable. And this is the point that I want to make. There's only one time to make a short sale in a stock. I mean, there's a few different setups, but there's one magical moment in time, what I call RHRN, right here, right now. That's the time that you short a stock or buy it, for example. But a lot of the stocks that I'm seeing, just so you know, a lot of the stocks that I'm seeing aren't good shorts right now. They were good shorts, but they're not good shorts right now. But before you throw up your hands and go, well, what good is this? They're not good shorts right now, but they're setting up to be good shorts. You look at a stock, if you want to buy it, you're not going to buy it right here, right now. You're going to look at it and say, okay, here's my plan. I want to buy it this way. Shorting is the same way. And in this market, man, you got to pick your opportunities, and there aren't that many of them, which means you got to pick them very well, very wisely. So let's look at everybody's EV maker. I wouldn't short this stock. Only way I'd short this stock is if I was managing the money of somebody I really didn't like. This is a really risky short. However, give this thing another couple weeks, and it may turn out to be a very, very good short. But right now, this is a nothing chart. It's just, don't even think about it. Intuit. This is looking like a pretty good setup. and then one more here. And then I'm going to show you one on the long side, like Cadence. This is looking like a pretty good setup. Not yet. We need to see one more bounce. But one thing I want to mention to you, I believe that it is really, really risky to short these mega cap stocks. Do you know why? Because there's always a market for Microsoft. There's always a market for Apple. Even though the stock fell down here, there's always a market for that. Funds are going to buy them on any kind of dip. It's only after something like this where these funds are going to be liquidating this. But this is a rarity. This is a rare thing. And as most of you know, I take pleasure in anything negative about Facebook. But this is a really, really rare thing. You're not going to see, a stock like Google, fall 30, 40% on a good short entry. So you want to stay away from these things and get more into, just kind of more random stocks that still have plenty of liquidity. But I'm going to leave you with this. Okay, one of the stocks that I put on our active trade list, which is all long, I don't have any short ones on there, probably will in the future, but I don't now. One of the stocks that I have on there is Peabody Energy and True Confessions. This is actually a pretty big position for me right now, but here's why. Okay, fantastic. This is why, because I was looking at this stock before I went on vacation. Okay, I've seen this pattern before. I've seen this pattern many times. And what I don't recall ever seeing is this. I can't remember a time that I've see it all the time on a daily chart, but on a weekly chart, I've never seen that. But what I have seen is a stock that ultimately breaks through this. Again, this is a weekly chart and then keeps on going. We can measure this move here and say, oh, this is an 11 point, an 11%, excuse me. I had to look at this. Okay. So this is an $11.60 move down. It's also 57%. That's a big retracement. So we'll look at it this way. We'll say it's 11 bucks. So 11 bucks is from the top to the bottom. And so if this stock breaks out, and it hasn't yet, the breakout point will be at 20. And so you add 11 bucks to 20, and this is your price, 31 bucks. That's what I'm looking for here. I don't know that it's going to happen, but I got a pretty good feeling about it. And so I put this on the list, but this is what I want to mention to you guys. If you happen to miss this, this is actually a real healthy consolidation. I'm glad that this is doing this, even though this is a big position. I actually would like to add more because I like the coal thing. The more people bitch and moan about coal and how it's the end of the world and we got fantastic. I love it. Go say that to China. Go say that to other coal burning industries. There's a bunch of them. And so I like this industry right now with respect to price appreciation. The only thing negative that I've seen about this was something on Motley Fool about how, is this a stock to buy right now? And the answer is, well, maybe now, but you got to look out 3 or 4 years. And I'm going like, dude, I may not even be trading in 3 or 4 years. So I like the way this stock is trading. And I would say, if you see this stock break out above here, I think the heat is on, baby. Okay, so anyway, that's all I got for you. A lot longer than I thought it would be, but I wanted to, I wanted to let you know about this special on short selling. I think it's really important. It was an impromptu thing just earlier today when I talked to Scott and then Karen, and I said, you know what, let's help people out. And I don't think the market's about to turn around anytime soon. I'll just tell you, this is not a bottom. Bottoms don't start at tops. And if you zoom out and you look and see where the market is now, where it's been, this is more of a top than a bottom. But you're going to find opportunities all over the place. And this is like, I look at Peabody and I think that's one, but I've told people this before. I've used this analogy that, you're a trader, you want to trade all the time. Oh, I got to trade, I got to trade, I got to trade. But you got to think more like this is a business. You're expending effort and you're risking money in order to make money. That's what you do. You're expending your effort and you're risking your money in order to make money. All right, let's say you're a house painter outside of the house. You're expending your effort painting the house. Okay, you're expending your money, buy the paint, in order to do what? In order to paint the house so you can get paid. Pretty simple. Okay, fantastic. Go ahead and do that. But what happens if it starts raining? Okay, if it starts raining, you don't want to be wasting that paint because it's going to get washed off the house. You don't want to be expending your effort because guess what? If the paint gets washed off the house, you ain't going to get paid. That's just the way it works. Okay. And so what are you going to do? You're going to wait. You're going to go home. You're going to hang out, do whatever it is you do when you're not working, because you're not working now. What you're doing is you're waiting for the rain to clear so you can start painting, get your money. Okay. Trading is the same way. If the market's really, really choppy, and if you can't find good opportunities, look, trading didn't get harder. It got easier. It got easier. You're sitting there with a paintbrush in your hand and a bucket of Sherwin-Williams, and you're looking at a house through a bunch of raindrops. I think it like thunder snowed or something in Coto de Caza where I live. You can't paint in that weather. And so I want you to be thinking about it in this case. The only reason you're trading is to make money. That's it. That's the only reason you're trading. And so if there's really no money to be made, hey, there's always trades to make. But the question is, are they the trades that are going to make you money? So just relax in this market. Okay. It's a spitty market. We'll do it that way. It's a crappy market. So embrace the horror, but you don't have to join the mosh pit. You can just look for your particular opportunities and only trade those. If something doesn't fit the type of trade that you usually do, then that is somebody else's trade. That's it. It's somebody else's trade. You can be walking down the street and see a pair of shoes, and they're a really nice pair of shoes, but they don't fit your feet. There's somebody else's shoes. Okay. I can think of a billion analogies, but I'm not gonna. What I'm telling you is just relax. Let the market come to you. It will. It will. But if you're impatient, I guarantee you that it's not going to come to you. It's going to come after you. All right. Okay. You guys enjoy your Friday. Don't forget that Monday is a holiday, President's Day. We're very happy about that. And so, we'll get after it next week. Okay. All right. Have a good evening.